It's a hard start. The guy's still pulling. The guys are still pulling. Look at this.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to racing from Elizabeth Harbor in the 68th Annual National Family Island Regatta. Reg Smith here with Dwight Hart. We are pleased to bring you racing from the most beautiful harbor in the world. Dwight, what's going on?
Well, Reg, we've just had the start of the Cup race for Class B. 9 boats registered, Reg. Dallas has started the race with only 4 boats currently on the line. Each boat was given sufficient time to get here. Only 4 made it, and those 4 boats are the Susan Chase, the Lonesome Dove, Tarian, and Cobra. Those are the only 4 boats that were on the line when the start gun was fired, and they are off and running. We still have, it looks like Lady Sonia being towed to the line, Aunt's Nest being towed to the line. That's only going to get to 6, so there's still another 3 boats out. Well, actually, I think that may be Udiva, not Aunt's Nest.
I think that might be Udiva.
Yeah, I think it's Udiva.
And so what they have to do now, Dwight, they have to go behind the line,
and start.
drop anchor,
pull,
and start.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Well, they're going to be out of this race, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure where the other 3 boats are. I think I see another one coming on line, number 5, Reg. That's Barbarian 1.
That's Aunt's Nest.
Aunt's Nest, number 6, Barbarian 1, number 5, and also, I believe...
well, let's be, we got Tarian on the line. We got Lonesome Dove. We got Susan Chase. And who is the 4th one?
Tarian, Lonesome Dove, Cobra, and Susan Chase. So those are the 4 boats that
Cobra made it to the line?
Yeah, Cobra made it to the line.
Wow, okay.
Well, we only have 8 boats.
So we only have 8 boats. And we got it coming up on the screen right now.
All right.
So you'll be able to see it too.
And there you go.
Just let me say, Tarian is being sailed by Josh Knowles. We're going to talk about that one, Dwight.
Yep.
Udiva by Sheldon Gibson, Lonesome Dove, Jeff Gales, Lady Sonia, Buzzy Roll. She'll get there and start late. She'll be penalized. Aunt's Nest by Liam Brister, Barbarian by Delworth Gibson. Susan Chase 5 by Stephen Knowles, and Cobra by Dwayne Higgins. That's the set for this B-class race. This is the first Cup and Series race in B-class. And so all the races, the first races, Dwight, may be also series races depending on the weather on Saturday. So make a note of that.
Yeah, and if that is in fact the case, it's be very unfortunate for those boats.
Absolutely.
That did make it. Tarian making an attack back, Reg. Josh Knowles deciding to use a little different bit of strategy, and so he's come back on an attack.
So now this is one of our current top students. He's actually the top current student at ESC, and I want to watch him and see how he shapes up against these top captains.
Yeah.
Because all the best guys are out there right now.
Absolutely, the top skippers in all the sailing.
So obviously Dallas felt strongly enough about Josh's ability to put him in charge of a B class in this kind of weather today. So we're going to see how to do. And he's a pretty shrewd guy too. I mean, he's 17 years old, going to be 18 coming up against 30, 40, 50-year-olds out there. This is interesting.
Christina is shaking her head. She says you're giving Josh just a little bit too much age there. Got to come down a couple of years, Christina.
How old is he?
15, 16, 16.
I thought this was his last year, Christina.
16.
I could be wrong.
16,
yeah.
Reg. You want to make Josh a man before his time. All right. But let's see if we can catch up on the sailing.
He's up against the best of the best. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. Beautiful picture right now of number 18, Lonesome Dove, Jeff Gale and crew out of Abaco, pressing that boat. They've got Tarian just sailing on the top of them, number 17. And, sorry, Tarian is sailing number 33.
On port. She's on port right now, right?
Cobra
Tarian's
with the
port.
number 17 sail.
So they've all tacked over and headed to the mark. Tarian looking pretty good. You know, she's got a big sail on now, lengthen the mast a little bit. Yep. Should be more competitive. But the other guys are under weather.
Yeah, including Susan Chase all the way up the top.
So Josh has got his work cut out for him, and so does Cobra. As far as the two boats that went to the line,
I think we had Udiva and Lady
and
Sonia.
Lady Sonia, they're going to drop.
Yeah.
Then I
Have to
noticed
play
that
catch up.
Buzzy already has his sails up, so maybe he's going to drop anchor and maybe with the sails up. I don't know, but we're going to see. But they can start now. They can go through the line and they can start.
All right, there you have it in front of you, Reg. Number 33, Tarianne. And she's sailing pretty good.
She's looking good.
Top boat, ears back, and looks like, you know, she's sailing with a medium sail, it looks like, Reg. More so than a small sail.
Small, medium, too.
Small, medium, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that may be the sail of choice for this particular
Might be.
weather. I think the Susan Chase looks to be sailing with a larger sail than everybody else.
Take a look at that. Chase seems to have on a medium, small medium as well. And so does
Lonesome Dove?
Yeah, Lonesome Dove. Yeah.
All right, well, in
Because
front of you.
I'm looking at the pull out on the boom.
Well, there's your shot coming right at you, right into your living rooms. Beautiful shot from Elizabeth Harbor, looking back towards the fish fry area, coming back, sailing up towards us here at the pavilion. Tarianne to the left of your screen, number 33. In the center, 18, Lonesome Dove. And at the top, you're looking at Susan Chase, and she is sailing with sail number 4.
This is our shot here.
And beautiful shot. And then just to the rear of the fleet at the moment, Cobra sailing with number 17. The boat that does not seem to initially registered, but not here in this race. I think it's going to be Queen Drusilla. Initially, she had registered, but I don't think
she's not on the list of starters.
Yeah. So it looks like Lady Sonia is off.
Oh, wait a minute. Who's that going to the line now? Who's coming down here?
Ant's Nest, I believe.
That's Ant's Nest, just going to the line.
Making her way to the line. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we got a good race set up here. They're on port tack, headed to the mark. Tarianne on the lee of both Lonesome Dove and Susan Chase, but she will have stop attack to the mark. So
and I believe,
we'll
Reg, if we look straight ahead,
is that the mark right in front?
I believe the mark is just to the front of us.
Yeah.
So
well,
we're going to be able to see it all right here from the pavilion.
Well, that might be the reach mark. Oh, it's the reach mark off toward Monument. Do you see a reach mark off to the left of that door?
My eyes are not that sharp right now, Reg. With your binoculars,
nope,
you may be able to pick it up.
I don't see it.
That may be the reach mark that I'm looking at.
Yeah, that might be the reach mark, but then again, it could be the. I don't think it would be the windward mark. It's too far down. Let's see. Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah. Because Tarianne is, I mean, Susan Chase is on it. So is Dove. And Tarianne will make it fairly easily.
Tarianne is just tacked, so that may be the windward mark, Reg. Because the Tarianne is now
she tacked.
back.
Yeah. But she's going to get, if that is, we'll know right now.
Well, the Dove is going to cut her for sure.
Here comes Dove.
The Dove is already across her.
Yep.
And we're going to see.
That's pretty close to the land, too. Let's see. If the Dove goes down right now, that's it. Tarianne's not going to make it.
Tarianne may have just tacked just so she can get back up towards the center of the course.
Yeah. Well, she's not going to make that. She couldn't make that mark. She wouldn't attack. Yeah. But is she across Susan Chase?
No, she'd be way behind Susan Chase.
All right. So there you go.
Yeah, she'd be way behind Susan Chase.
That's that windward tack. You don't sail away from the guys. All right. Susan Chase is across, and then we can look for Dove to come out down here then. Oh, we got another boat in.
All right, Dove now just deciding to make a tack, so the Dove is now tacked back, and she's gone back on starboard. And drone is coming in to get a refresher battery. And so,
Okay,
Reg,
so we're back on the eyes.
Susan Chase is also tacked, so that may
I'm
have...
telling you, that might be the windward mark.
That may be the windward mark is correct.
Because she's going to it and she's easing off. Yep. Yep. Okay, here she goes.
Yep.
Is
Susan Chase going around the mark.
That's Chase around a mark.
And the Dove right on her stern.
Dove went a long way on port there, and she hasn't come back yet. Where is Tarianne coming? Tarianne is... That's the second boat around. No.
Tarianne is tacking back now.
Tarianne tacking back now.
Yeah. Both the Chase and the Dove are now around the mark.
Yep.
Tarianne is now sailing towards the mark. And here comes the Dove.
Okay, so
Dove
that's a new course, so they're going to come down to this gate down here. Okay.
So there's your race in front of you, Reg.
Yep.
Susan Chase leading.
Yep.
Dove now going around in second place. Both Tarianne and Cobra coming towards the mark.
And one of the reasons we might shorten this race is because we're just having a little confusion here, people, with a phone that refuses to go off. Okay, so that took care of that. One of the reasons might be timing, because we want to get the A class in.
Yeah, we're slightly behind time.
Yeah.
So Udiva passing in front of us, being towed back to shore. She's not going to participate in this race at all.
Yeah. Well, they were all told last night at the meeting. Everybody knew what the circumstances, what time you had to be on the line, and how long you had, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the Commodore said, we will race on time.
Yeah.
So he's a man to his word, and I'm telling you that that's a lesson to be learned.
Got some action coming up towards your mark right now, Reg. Tarianne coming along with Cobra, but she's going to cut Cobra.
And Tarianne's, Cobra's way behind her.
Right here.
Yeah.
And, those guys on Cobra, got to give them credit for getting to the line after being stuck.
running aground right in front of us here.
Before the race even started. But they're in it. And the only way you can win it is you have to be in it.
So one of the interesting things about the angles that you view from is when we're looking at them going to the mark, it looked like a tight race.
Yes.
You come around the mark and all of a sudden you see, you see the separation.
It's not close.
You see the separation. So Chase is way out there.
Yeah, but Dove looks to be sailing pretty well. I believe from the initial turn, she's probably gained just a little bit. I'm not gonna.
Well, she's a big sail downwind, and you put it up and you're behind. You're going to get the breeze first, and so I expect her to close on Chase a bit. But then again, when you get to the lower mark, we're going to see what happens.
Yep, for sure.
Dove now has the opportunity to split the course if she feels that the wind on one side of the course is better than the other.
Yes.
And she could do that, and that would be very interesting today.
Well, I guess today it's going to be a lesson for everybody else, starting with the other races.
It's a good lesson.
Yeah, that's a good lesson. You will get left if you're not there on time. And so
it's a lesson to be learned because you have to respect the time.
Yes.
You have to respect the race committee and the rules that we set.
Yes.
And we've been arguing about this, Dwight, for years.
Yeah.
So it's good to see a race committee that sticks to its word and does what they say they're going to do.
Totally agree. So we'll see how it pans out over the next 2 days.
Now that boat going up there, Susan, is Lady Sonia. Heading across to the windward mark.
Yes.
Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Watch where he's going to finish. Watch where that boat is going to finish.
Well, she's currently in 5th. I doubt she's going to improve on that 5th place position, Reg. She's started so far behind. The only boat that she has the capacity, I believe, to catch would be the Cobra. Right? And you were suggesting earlier that the Cobra was a fast boat, so I don't know.
She is a fast boat, but here's the thing. It just depends on how the wind shifts go in that harbor.
Yeah.
I mean, if he reads the wind shifts right and he takes the right side of the course, he can catch boats. I'm not saying he's going to catch the lead boats, But it's going to be interesting to see how he sails.
Yeah,
He's a very,
we'll
very
see.
good captain,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
a good captain from behind.
He's got a lap.
know.
He's got a lap and a half to prove what he can do.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so we're about halfway down the windward leg, going to the gate at the bottom. As we explained to you earlier, the 2 yellow markers that you see just in front of that large vessel down there is what will be the leeward gate. The way that is going to work is that the boats will come down there. A boat has the option to go to port or starboard, to jibe or to tack around, and we're going to see. My thinking, Dwight, is that Chase will tack around. She will come and tack around, and then she will head back towards the Stocking Island. It's up to the boats behind her now to decide what they want to do.
Okay, so Reg, I think we want to just chat a little bit about some of the sponsors
Yep.
of this National Family Island Regatta. And, you know, in no particular order, we want to thank CNK Liquor, Hideaway's Exuma, Fidelity Bank,
Sandals.
Darville's Lumber Company,
Alive.
Commonwealth Bank,
Arawak.
Port Development, Peace and Plenty, Georgetown,
CBL.
also Caribbean Bottling Company,
Janice Uniform Center.
BTC,
And Caribbean Bottling Company.
yep, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs.
Okay, we're supposed to be reminding you folks to vote for the favorite boat and the favorite stall.
Yep. And if you don't know how to do that, you want to make sure you download the NFIR app and upload it to your phone, to your tablets. Participate by voting for your favorite boat, for your favorite shack. And at the same time, you will also get all of your updates, race results, live action. NFIR app on your Google App Store, Android, Apple App Store.
And we're coming up on the leeward mark on the leeward gate right now. Dwight, it doesn't seem that gap closed a whole lot between Dove and Susan Chase.
Well,
But the gap to third opened up quite a bit.
yeah, but between second and third, you've got quite a bit of distance there. Fourth place, Cobra is trying to catch up a little bit with the Tarian.
Okay, we're back on the screen, Dwight. So let's see how it looks from this vantage
We've got a
point.
Tarian and a Cobra on screen at the moment. Tarian trying to hold off Cobra. A jib shifting a bit.
Okay, so we're at the leeward gate, and as expected, Chase is going to take the starboard turn. She's going to tack around. I would think that everybody's going to do that today. I don't see anyone coming over to the port side. So Susan Chase is around. Dev is coming around. She's booms on the same side. She's going to do the same thing. And Dwight, that gap has really opened up between second and third.
Yeah, for sure.
Folks, we're racing in Georgetown Harbor,
20
Elizabeth
seconds,
Harbor.
20 seconds between first and second place.
Then
Susan Chase.
count it to third. It's probably going to be twice that.
Yeah,
at least,
for sure.
At least.
I would say that it's at least a minute between second and third. But the race right now between the Susan Chase and the Lonesome Dove.
We have two races. We have Susan Chase and Lonesome Dove at the head of the pack. A little race between Tarian and Cobra. And then the ocean is clean all the way back to the windward mark. And I believe that is
Buzzy
coming around.
Yeah, Lady
Okay.
Sonia.
Lady Sonia
He
coming
will
around.
finish sometime tomorrow, so we won't be concerned about that.
I want you to watch that, Dwight. He's going to finish. He's going to close his gap a little bit. I promise you that. And the last boat, I guess, is
Ants Nest,
eh?
Yeah.
Number 2. Number 6 is Liam Britzer. And this is what coming to the line late is going to do for you.
Yeah.
The warning has been set.
Yeah.
Folks, we're going to take a little break here. We'll be right back.
All right,
Okay.
Reg. Yep, back live.
Yep.
Live action on your screen at the moment. You're looking at the 4 boats stretched out from the right to your left. Cobra, 4th place. Tarian, 3rd place. Lonesome Dove, 2nd place. New Susan Chase in 1st place.
Now, Dwight, Lonesome Dove is having a lot of problems with the breeze out there from the looks of it, and the wind maybe have picked up because she's heeling quite a bit, and Chase is moving away a little bit, so I'm wondering whether she's got enough weight in for the breeze that's out there in the sail she's carrying. She has a bigger sail on than Susan Chase.
Yeah, it looks like the Cobra guys decided to take an early tack, and I believe they have misstaged.
Yep, they have.
Either that or they've run aground again.
No, I don't think they'd run aground there.
She's going backwards.
Yeah, she's misstayed. And Buzzy is coming fast.
Reg, your prediction about Buzzy catching a boat
Might come true, huh?
might come true.
And we have one of the, is that an A class out there trying out? Coming across in front of us, right?
No,
No, that's a B, huh?
that's
Udiva?
Aunt's Nest, I believe, trying to get into the race.
I think she's kind of late for that.
Good shot there, Reg, on screen. Lonesome Dove, Susan Chase.
Okay, they're now both on port, headed to the mark, and might have gone right to the ley line because it's a short upwind.
Yeah.
So they might have gone right to the ley line. I know Susan Chase definitely probably has. She'll make one tack of this. Dove is way underneath. That's surprising. That gap has opened up so big so quickly. You can look on your screen now, folks, and you can see the boat to the bottom of the screen is Dove. It's Lonesome Dove, and the boat to the top is Susan Chase. And usually we say the distance you see between them here, the gap between leeward and windward, is pretty much the distance you could.
It's a visual misrepresentation.
Yeah.
Because that is a big gap. It's not close.
Yeah. You might be hearing some music in the background here, folks, and that's coming from the Regatta site. They've turned on the big stage, and so they're lighting up the entire island right now, and you might be hearing some of that. We're going to try and see if we can lessen that for you, but if not, we're going to keep talking, right, Dwight?
Yep.
We keep going here. Okay, it might look like we have a close race in the middle of the harbor here, but that's a mixed bag. You've got Lonesome Dove and Susan Chase heading to the mark. You've got Lady Sonia heading to the leeward mark, to the gate, and you have Aunt's Nest, for some reason, sailing to who knows where.
Start position.
Maybe a start position. Maybe a start position. Beautiful afternoon in Elizabeth Harbor. Beautiful clear skies, lots of sunshine, lots of people, lots of partying. This is regatta time in Exuma.
Absolutely, and you know, it's still not too late to get to Exuma.
No, it's not.
Regatta.
Well, that depends on where you're coming from.
Yeah. My understanding is that Bahamas is flying well over 5 flights a day into Exuma for the next couple of days.
Wow.
Western Air coming in with a couple of flights. So many flights coming in. I believe they are probably all filled at the moment. And just look at those guys out on Pry on the Susan Chase, keeping that boat standing straight up. Keeping us standing straight up.
That wind is picking up. It has to be picking up out on the course.
Steady and straight.
Yeah.
Making sure that they hold a direct course to the mark.
And Dwight, I want to say to the folks watching on screen, we didn't color this water this morning.
No.
We forgot to put in some.
Yeah. That's that beautiful Exuma water. Cannot beat it.
Let's talk about the captains. We have an interesting situation there. We have a junior skipper in Josh Knowles on Tarian against some veteran skippers here. Run down the line on Udiva. We had Sheldon Gibson, Lonesome Dove, Jeff Gale. Lady Sonia Buzzy Roll. Barbarian is not there. Susan Chase would be Stephen Knowles. Those are the guys who are on the water today. Jeff Gale on Lonesome Dove. So Josh is up. He's got his work cut out for him,
Oh, yeah.
Tarian.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
So we're watching. I think that's Ansness dropped the sail there.
Yep.
So we're looking for Tarian and Cobra.
Tarian in the middle of the harbor. Cobra fluttering in the back.
Still having a problem.
Still having some
tacking.
issues. Looks like her sail is going down. She's probably missed stage again,
Yeah.
which will probably give Buzzy the opportunity to finally catch her.
Why he would have already done so, because there he is at the lower mark. Sonia is at the lower mark, going around now, taking the starboard mark again.
Yep.
As everyone did today. And looking at our lead boats, they're headed to the mark. Susan Chase on the windward of Lonesome Dove and a little bit ahead, a lot ahead. Looks like she will definitely be the first boat around again.
Beautiful shot there of the Susan Chase, and
Yeah.
just look at all those guys. Everybody out on pry, holding that boat down.
And Trent, look how many men she has on board.
Do a head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
12.
I'm counting 9, Reg.
Count the guy who just came from under the boom there. Yeah, looks like there's 4 there and 4 there is 8, 9,
yeah,
maybe
I think
9.
it's 9. Yeah, 9.
Maybe 9.
Prove 9.
But it's a crowded deck, I can tell you. Oh, you count the ones on the pry too?
Yeah.
She is moving though. Look at the wake on that boat.
Yeah, she's. I mean, most.
And
Two
that's
of those
upwind.
guys. Yeah, 2 of those guys are literally dragging in the water.
Yeah,
They're so far down that pry.
that's upwind. These boats will clock about 8, 9 knots today in this wind, folks. You're looking at somewhere around 50 foot of masts, about 30 foot of boom. They wouldn't be carrying all of that today, but they're carrying quite a bit of it. And we've got, what, 15 knots of breeze now, maybe?
It's been hovering between 13, 14, most part. I think we're still there. Susan Chase now coming up and getting ready to
13 knots.
go around the mark for the second and final time. Upwind mark.
Thank you, Chris. This is going to be a no contest here, Dwight. I'm sorry. This is just going to be a
Runaway, you think?
routine. She's on the windward. She's going to make a tack to that mark,
It's
and
going
she'll be
around now.
gone.
Yep.
There she goes. And
I counted
Dove's
20 seconds between
20
her
seconds.
and Dove on the last lap.
counted to the windward mark. Now it's probably more. The Dove's got to go a little further before she can dock. She's got to get on that same lay line. So once she does, Susan chases around. Susan, the chase is around, headed to the leeward mark. This one is practically in the books, folks.
Well, you can always have a slight mishap along the way, but if not, she's around.
Did Sonia drop a sail?
No, Sonia's still sailing. Still sailing.
Where is she?
All the way going towards the gap.
towards Lily Key.
Yep.
It's gone the opposite direction. Yeah, okay. In the meantime,
Dove is around the
Dove
mark.
is around. And did you count that? You count that gap?
3,
It's a lot
4,
bigger.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I have a correction to make, Dwight. I said that, well, I'm not sure that this is a correction because I haven't checked it myself. But I was told by one of our viewers that I made a mistake in saying that the Beacon is the second highest elevation in the Bahamas, that there's a hill on Lee Socking Island that's higher. I forget what they call it. but it's like 3 feet higher.
Oh, yeah?
Something like that than the beacon. But traditionally, this has been the second highest.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to defer to you on that because of that I am not sure. All right, so we have the race now proceeding to the gate for the second and final time. So
And we have coming up on the gate right now, Ant's Nest. Well, no, this is third. This is third around. A distant. I mean, Dwight, this is. Can we call this a third?
no.
No.
No, they would be in, at this point, third, fourth, fifth place. Fifth place out of the 5 boats that eventually started, as we would have said.
Remember now, Sonia is on our second leg. These boats are on their first leg. The first four boats are on their first leg. So Sonia is in 5th place, if anything. And
Sonia is currently in 5th place. And
or fourth place because Cobra never got going.
No, yeah, Cobra's going. Cobra's still going.
Okay.
Cobra's still going.
Yeah.
So, folks, yeah, there you have it. We had a tighter race to begin with, but Stephen Knowles always seems to find a way to separate himself from the rest of the fleet. He did it earlier with Sassy Sue in a very close race between Sassy Sue, Witty K, and It Ain't Right. But here in B class, Susan Chase, I think, is
the class.
Probably a class above.
Traditional has been.
Yeah.
Has been.
Although
But
the Dove is the defending National Family Island Regatta champion in B class from last year.
let's have a little conversation about boat on boat, okay? Because we keep saying one boat over the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if our viewers realize that when we say that, we're really talking crew on crew, because boat for boat, pound for pound, there's probably not much difference between Susan Chase and Dove.
No.
But the handling and the racing skills of the crew is what sets boats apart.
Absolutely.
And we see that year after year that Stephen Knowles is the
Premier.
premier.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's come right after Raleigh Gray.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's filled in.
Definitely setting the standard for skippering.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter which class it is. He's doing well in
No, and Raleigh did the
three
same
classes.
thing.
Yeah.
Captain Gray did the same thing, and from the time he came here, early in the first regatta. So, yeah, it's a new age. So who's going to come after Stephen? Who's next? So we have a swimmer in the water, folks. And he's headed off towards Goat Key.
Yes.
This is second and final.
All right, we are going to have our drone coverage pop up in a bit. And there you go, drone footage up.
Well, Dwight, at least we know we're being listened to.
Yeah, little correction from
from Long Island.
coming in from Long Island. My colleague Darrell Wells in Toronto, Canada, has indicated that the second highest point in the Bahamas
Is Woodhill in Long Island.
Woodhill in Long Island.
And I didn't know that Long Island had a hill, Dwight, to be honest with you.
Let alone one called Woodhill.
Yeah.
Wells, we're gonna have to double check you on that.
Yeah, we're gonna double check
I'm
that.
not gonna take your word for that. I'm gonna have Reg do his own historical check, and we're gonna get back to you.
Yeah, we're gonna settle this once and for all.
Yeah,
Who
for
has
sure.
the high? We know that Cat Island has the highest.
Yes.
We're gonna settle who's the second highest in
Yes.
the Bahamas.
Well, knowing my Long Island friends, they would always try to claim it, even if it wasn't true. But we'll leave it like that. But let's get back to sailing, Reg. Susan Chase, number 4, in front of you right now, coming into you right into your living rooms, putting a beating on everybody else.
A hurting.
Looks like Lonesome Dove will last to get to second place, and we're going to, I believe, still give third place to Tarian, and then so, you know, Josh Knowles, skipper in Tarian for the first time, and it's gonna get a third place, right?
It's gonna get a third place. You know what I'm watching for now, Dwight? At the leeward mark, at the gate, is Stefan gonna take now the port gate to come home, or is he gonna go back around starboard to get the windward position? So let's see what he's going to. Looks like he's going to take the windward position.
Well, we will see.
And not come around. This morning, one Bahamas took the leeward position and got second.
Yeah.
So here we go. He's taking the port. He's taking the starboard. Makes sense. Because he can't give that away to Dove. Dove would certainly take it if he did give it. Okay, Susan Chase around through the gate on port. On starboard tack now. And she will tack over onto port very soon, I would think. And head back here to finish.
And here comes the Dove, and are they going to go the same route, or are they going to take a different approach? Susan Chase is around in first place.
Dove is around.
Dove now has gone around in second place. And I don't know if it makes sense for them to follow the Susan Chase up the harbor. But they may not have a choice based on where they need to be to end the race.
So we were saying this is Ant's Nest coming here. And I don't think she's in the race. I think she was the boat that...
sail number 6, yeah, Ant's Nest.
Yeah. So we need to find out who that...
Well, the only other two boats that are currently in the race are Lady Sonia and Cobra.
Yeah. So at the windward mark, just going around now...
Would be Lady Sonia. Or the Cobra, is it?
Could be Cobra.
Yeah,
that would be Cobra, yeah.
And Bahamas there doing a little flyby.
Yeah.
They head back to Nassau. One of the many flights coming into Exuma today. Yeah, bringing in the jet.
Giving you the view.
Absolutely.
Flying directly down the harbor. So they've gone all the way up over Roll Town, I would think, before they made that turn. So getting a good view of the island. Folks, it doesn't get any better than this. We're racing on Elizabeth Harbor in the 68th annual National Family Island Regatta. This is the big dance, as we call it. And everybody who is anybody is here.
That's why you're here, Reg?
That's why you're here.
And that's why I'm here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and that's why some other people that I know are not here. Hint, hint, one Darrell Wells in Toronto, Canada, suffering up there in the cold at the moment.
Wells says he's going to get you. Long Island's coming up, so remember that.
Yeah. The good thing about it, right? Let me tell you what's so good about that.
He's there.
Exuma is now. Right? Long Island is yet to come.
Something we haven't talked about, which goes hand in hand with Regatta. This is the month that the seagulls return.
Yes. Yes.
Seagulls and the terns and all the fishing birds return at this time of year, and it's quite a sight to see. All the mating games, and we can see them in the noise of the laughing gulls. Jonathan is here.
Reg, immediately after this race, we're going to get ready for the big boys, A-class.
Yep.
And as you know, all of the excitement in the A-class is surrounding the newest A-class sloop to enter the fleet.
Yep.
This is going to be her inaugural christening, and we're talking about none other than Captain Jean, built by Patterson Smith,
Bucktown.
sailed by Patterson Smith out of Bucktown. And Reg, you know, Pat shared the whole building experience along, you know, with all of his fellow sailors. And so as the boat got framed up,
You were able
got
to go and
planked up,
see and
got
watch
decked
and-
up. Oh yeah, he was.
And comment.
Yeah, he
you
was
know.
good enough to share the whole building process with his fellow skippers on some of the sailing chats. And a beautifully built boat, I can tell you.
She is.
However, when she was launched, Reg, things turned a little bit strange, if I may use that term,
In which way?
because when the boat hit the water, everybody commented that the bow seemed to be
Inordinate.
somehow not a regular shaped bow,
Yes.
where a good portion of the bow was actually out of the water. Pat took it in stride, told everybody to just sit and wait. There were some people who said, well, you know, once he puts the mast in, the bow's going to settle down. And then some people, well, if the bow goes down, then the stern's going to come up, so he's going to have a problem balancing out. But lo and behold, he put the mast in, the bow went down. The boat is now has sailed a couple of trial laps. Looks beautiful, Reg, in the water. Seems to have sailed pretty well, but not yet had any competition. So we still don't know how fast she's going to
Oh,
sail.
we're not too far away from that.
Yeah.
We're not
If-
too far away from that. I was just looking at something. We're going to come back to this, but I was just looking that perhaps they've gone for another. This is a short course, but it looks to me like they've gone for a third lap.
Okay.
Back to the windward mark,
Maybe possible.
because I'm seeing that is Susan's Chase. I'm seeing in the middle there, but if it is, there's a huge gap between her and Dove, and I didn't see that happening. Did you?
Yeah, no, it's definitely extended quite a bit.
Because way
there.
back here is Dove.
Yeah.
We don't have it on the screen. And here's Susan Chase. Or is that Chase over there and Dove here? But the orange deck, I believe, is Chase.
Yeah, Susan Chase is just.
Yeah.
Yeah, Susan Chase is the boat now, just going to pass in front
Past
of
the monument.
The monument.
Yeah.
And the Dove looks like she's dropped back at least another 15 or 20 seconds from where she was at the last point. And on your screens right now is Lonesome Dove sailing right into your living rooms. But she's quite a bit back from Susan Chase. So no chance, I think, of the Dove making up any distance.
No.
And so we could pretty much say if there aren't any mishaps on the water, Susan Chase will win with a commanding lead. D. Smith, famous words.
Yeah.
Lonesome Dove will get a comfortable second. And young Josh Knowles, sailing on the Tarian, will get his first
We'll get his first top third.
place.
Top three. In B class.
Yeah, in the B class. And so we're going to congratulate him and his crew, all of the young sailors from the Exuma Sailing
Here on
Club.
board there, I think, will be Tanaj, Emmett,
Yeah,
all the young guys.
good stuff. And so great encouragement for them to continue doing it. Again, not having the full fleet out to begin the race, you know, takes a bit away from what could have possibly been a more competitive race, but it is what it is.
You know, when I look at something like that, the Joss, I go back to thinking that as a club, we're 10 years old,
Yeah,
and in that time, which in sailing is relatively short, we have junior sailors, now senior sailors, actually competing with the top sailors in the country and doing well. And I think that's a feather in our cap, yes, but I also think it's an indication of the support that we have had from the community, not just the sailing community, but from the community here and abroad. Been really, really good. to produce these young fellas.
Absolutely.
And my hats are off to them because not everybody's stuck. One of the really top sailors we have out here is a young guy by the name of Tenaj Manos, who may at some point get his chance to get onto the helm of a B class. And you're going to see, he's the sailor of one Bahamas, the oldest boat in the fleet, okay, competing with all the new boats and doing well. So we've got some talent out there. And Ahmed, who sank this morning, who pitch bowled, I know he's totally frustrated right now, but he's going to be a good one too. So we've got some good young fellas coming up. We have out there some senior guys. Vontae is out there. I don't want to use his. Sands is out there. I might as well say so. Sands is out there.
Brandon, you're talking
Brandon
about.
is out there.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, the future is bright for it, especially now that we are the #1 sport in the country. So
Yep.
that's interesting. Okay, folks, just a little side, some stuff to pass the time here as we watch this race unfold. And yes, they did go back to the windward mark. And we are waiting for them to come back now on starboard tack and finish out this race. So there's a Dove heading up now to the mark. Somewhere up there's got to be Susan Chase. Okay, our drone is down right now, recharging. We're fighting a lot of wind out here today, I understand, and so the drones are having to fight their way upwind, and so they come in and replenish and go back out. And that's what's happening right now. So the boats are up behind all the big ships that are here at the dock, and we're waiting for them to reappear from behind there, and then we'll have pick up the call for you.
Yeah, I think we're going to have Susan Chase right now just going around the mark. Your drone shot on your screens right now, Susan Chase.
There she comes.
It's going to go around the windward mark for the final time. And
Yes.
yep. And the Dove sneaking into your camera angle. Looks like she may have made up a little bit of ground.
Or lost a whole lot.
Well, no, I actually think she's made up quite a bit, Reg.
Well, let's see. She's got to tack and come to it. We'll see what the gap is.
It looks like it's under 20 seconds for sure. She's gone around.
She's not around yet. She's going now. Now. You can call it now.
All right,
So that's your gap.
Yeah, I think she's improved a little bit from the last time. And so we'll see what she can do downwind. I think the Dove is, the sail that she's using is probably a little bit too small for the weather conditions.
Too small.
She would have been
or
able
maybe,
to carry a
or
bigger
maybe
sail.
Dove, you mean?
On the Dove, yeah.
Or maybe too big and they can't sail it with it.
If you look at,
Yeah.
well, we can't see it now, but
Yeah.
if you take a look at the sail on the Susan Chase, her sail is all the way out to the end of her boom.
Yeah.
The Dove has got at least another 5 feet of boom with no sail, so she's definitely using a smaller sail.
Or she's got a bigger boom.
Or she's got a bigger boom.
She's okay, and she's all the way up to the mast. Chase
there.
is not. So sometimes in heavy wind, it's best to carry a smaller sail because you can really sail the boat. Whereas if you have a bigger sail, you tend to lay down a lot,
Yeah.
and you slide a lot. So that could be the problem too.
Yes.
So it's one of those.
Yeah. Well,
But they'll correct it. I mean, they'll find that fine point, because Dove is a competitive boat. We know that. She's been for a long time.
yeah. I believe the Dove has won here in exuma the last 4
Yeah.
regattas, I believe.
Yeah.
The Dove has defended her championship in the B class, so she's been doing extremely well over the last couple of years.
She's been sailing a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. Mind you, she's had some iterations, I'm sure. She's had some tweaking here and there. Last year, she was in a collision with Tarian, and an amazing thing happened. They fixed Tarian overnight. They got that boat out of the water, repaired it, and Tarian was on the line the next day.
Now,
Yeah.
when you said they, you want to also ensure that you mentioned that the they included the crew members from the Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Right.
about. Yeah.
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 So that
Yeah.
was how
They
sailing
didn't
should
leave.
be.
They didn't walk away.
Right, right.
They
Right.
accepted
No, they-
responsibility.
right,
They got in
absolutely.
there and they did
Yeah.
because they wanted also to compete against
Yeah.
Tarian again.
Yeah.
You know.
And obviously, they realized that they made a bad call out there, and it was a way to show, demonstrate
Yeah.
brotherly love within the sailing community, and that's how sailing should be.
Dwight,
Respect.
you might be right. She might have closed that gap a little bit.
Yeah, I think she
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Not going to be enough to catch Susan Chase, I don't think, but
Well, I don't know. I mean, she keeps moving like she is. She might.
definitely,
Definitely, she's close on this leg.
yeah, she's close to this.
Close on this leg for sure. One of the things we talk about beauty here, and you look across the Stocking Island with the tide going down. Now all the white beaches are showing up, and really look at the off to our left here.
Yeah.
What they call Hamburger Beach, is it? Absolutely gorgeous. And that key out there, by the way, Dwight, is Lily Key.
Lily Key.
Lily Key. Lily Key, and then you have Ironbound Rock, and then you've got Channel Key is out there, and Lighthouse Conch Key, which is the entrance to the harbor. Elizabeth Harbor has, of course, an exit at the other end, out to be called Manawak Cut. So that's down at the south end. It's about 7 miles long between Stocking Island and Elizabeth Key, Fowl Key, and those. So it's up to the exit at the other end. Quite a beautiful North Beach. If you ever get a chance to go over and see the North Beach on Stocking Island, it's really wild. It's when we have the big waves, you can see them breaking
Yes.
from
over the
here
top, yeah.
over the island. Yeah, that's pretty high, like.
Yeah, those will be some tremendous wave action. Reg, by my estimation, Susan Chase has got a 20-second lead on the
Okay.
Dove.
Which is about what it's been all along, eh?
Yeah,
Stretch
So
out.
it
Keeps going
hasn't
over.
really.
Hasn't come less. Hasn't been less than that.
Yeah.
It's a pity that we had so many boats not show up to the line, because right now it comes down to these two boats. But if you had more boats, you could have had a little bit better mix. I
But
think.
here's a little interesting scenario. It looks like Sonia has finally caught up with the Cobra.
Oh, boy, you would.
I'm happy I didn't go on that limb because I would be about to fall off.
Well, I would have handed you the saw.
Um,
I definitely would have handed you the saw. Yeah.
Because Sonia's definitely sailed herself back into, not yet, because she's still, I think Cobra's still on her weather a bit, but with the speed that Sonia's coming with, and knowing that the Cobra is not as fast as a Sonia
And the helmsman not as skillful.
and not as skillful, she's probably going to catch
You
it.
got a past champion there.
You cannot ask for a better view than this, Reg.
No.
I mean, just look at
No.
this. This is
No.
what people are seeing on their tablets and their phones
Yeah.
and in their living rooms.
And through the magic of this internet,
Yeah.
you can be sitting in Australia watching this.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes. And there you have it. The Susan Chase, number 4, plowing straight ahead, followed by the Lonesome Dove.
Well, wherever you are watching us, we would love to hear from you. Let us know that you are watching and that you're enjoying. If you have any comments you want to make and pass along to us, we would be very, very happy to receive those, especially from our friends around the world. We have heard in past broadcasts from Australia, from Canada, from the west coast of the United States. So if you're listening and you're watching, yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Know that you're here with us on Elizabeth Harbor on this beautiful, beautiful race afternoon. So at the Lurt Mark, we have the Tarian coming around and heading back up. I think they're going to have to go all the way back up to the Windward Mark, and then they will come down and close us out as well. So we're going to be wrapping up here soon and getting into the big boys. We started to talk about that earlier, and the Captain Jean is a question in everybody's mind, Dwight. Is she going to sail? Is she not going to sail? Is she going to do this? She's very fast.
I believe she's going to sail. Now,
well, we know she's going to sail because she's sailed.
She sails.
Yeah.
And that race, for those of you who are watching at home and on your phones and on the app, that race is scheduled to go off at 5. And I believe it's going to be on time.
I think so. After the last race, I think everybody's going to be on time.
Well, they have 2 hours. I mean, it's coming up on 3, and so there's going to be no excuses.
No. I mean, because of the ruling of the race committee, with those boats that didn't show up. Yeah. So I think everybody's be on time.
All right, but this one is going to conclude in a couple of minutes. We have Susan Chase powering ahead towards the finish line. She's going to get to the line in the next couple of minutes. And the Lonesome Dove is going to finish in 2nd place. Tarian is, if she continues, is going to finish way behind, but in 3rd. Nonetheless.
Distant 3rd.
Distant 3rd, yeah. And I believe Lady Sonia is going to do to the Cobra and end up securing a 4th place finish. In a cup race, 4th place does not count, but in a points race, 4th place does count. And so we don't know yet whether today's race is going to remain a cup race, Reg, or
no.
It may actually end up becoming a cup race, a points race.
And
if we don't have good weather on Saturday to sail. And so that's why it was important for everybody to get out on the line today and be a part of this race.
I would have loved to have seen Sonia up in this.
Yes.
Come off the line with this.
Yes.
And hopefully we're going to see that tomorrow.
Yes.
Because look at the angle of the Dove.
Yeah, she's trying her best to bear down on the Susan Chase.
And this time,
not sure yet, Reg, where the finish line is going to be.
It's going to be right up behind here where it was before, I think. Yeah.
We'll see. But the Dove is definitely, we have the same thing that happened in the C class.
Yeah.
With the Susan Chase, and it ain't right.
But
but it was the Willie K in 2nd.
This is going to be closer than you think,
Yeah, it's actually.
It's going to be closer than you think.
But you have the same scenario where Stefan is, going to ensure that the Dove does not get on top of her, so that he could block some of that wind. But the Dove is going to try to sneak in under her, and we'll see.
Well, he's done a different thing this time. Last time, he was underneath the Willie K. And he used the wind coming off his sail to foul Willie K and keep her behind him.
Right.
This time he's gone up on top of Dove and just reach away.
Yeah.
He's just powered away.
And Reg, I mean, just look at how low this water is in front of the Regatta site.
Yeah.
We've got either very tall man or very low water, because there's somebody standing up and we can see him from the waist up.
Yeah, we've got he's got some high spots out there. He's on a bank. That is the prop. The prop wash throws up a bank out there, that light colored area.
Yeah.
So that's pretty shallow. Yeah, he's in. That's like where Cobra ran aground in here.
Yeah.
The same kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. It definitely looks like the Dove.
She closed up.
Closed up a bit.
Yeah.
It was 20 seconds. I don't think she's going to be 20 seconds behind the Susan Chase when this one is finished.
It's
Probably not going to catch it.
It looks like they took some weight out of Dove because she does have a smaller sail, but she's having a very hard time carrying it. I mean, look at her. She's the angle on her deck here is steep, even coming downwind.
Yeah.
Now that they're equal to us, it looks about the same size, huh?
Yeah.
Both sails, yeah. But definitely Chase is leading her across the line. And so that's the way we're going to conclude this race, ladies and gentlemen. Susan Chase across, followed by Lonesome Dove. And we have yet to see Tarianne come around the Lumar.
Gone on to the gate.
Yeah, she's at the gate now. And then behind her is Cobra.
All right.
Quite somewhere.
Reg, here they come to the finish line.
Yeah.
And Susan Chase is going to enter from the bottom of the line. It looks like she may have to make a slight tack. I am not 100% sure that
Don't
she
think
can
so.
make, unless I'm not seeing the gate.
Should be a straight in run to the gate. Should be a straight in run. There's one committee belt. There's the other one, and she's going to split the middle. Right into it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Look at the bow wave on
6,
Dove.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the Dove cut about 7 seconds
7
or so,
seconds. Not bad.
which, you know, is not too bad. Good sailing all around.
I still don't think they pressed Chase at all, though.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I want to see. I want to see the Chase really gets pressed. Yes. Just love to see, you know, see them. And I think if Buzzy was up there with another boat, just to even get in the way, you know, it would have made a big difference.
Yeah.
So while we wait for Tarianne, let's go back to A class. And we have an A class coming up at 5 o'clock. That is the projected
boats.
time. 9 boats.
3 from Exuma, 3 from Long Island, 3 from Regatta Island.
Okay, so let's go down. So running tide number 5, Stephen Knowles. This is the A class now. This is what's coming up. New legend, David Knowles, Long Island boat. Tidal Wave, the perennial Tidal Wave.
World famous Tidal Wave.
World famous Tidal Wave with Brooks Mill at the helm.
Winningest overall boat in A class.
Okay, I'm going to give you
Tidal
5
Wave.
minutes. I'm going to give you 5 minutes here, Dwight. Go ahead.
Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave. We want you to get that in your heads, folks. Tidal Wave. Whenever you want to talk about an A-class boat, just talk about Tidal Wave. When you go to sleep at night and you want to dream about an A-class boat, you dream about the Tidal Wave.
Folks, what you're hearing here is a fan. This is the definition of a sailing fan. Okay, so he's going to be talking about Captain Gene before the end of the week. Just watch. Just watch for that.
You know, so, but you know, obviously,
so let's run down the rest of the boats here.
Rough Justice, Long Island, sailed by Joshua Knowles, and Josh has got a big mouth.
And Buddy's a good helper.
No, he's got a big mouth. He's got a big mouth.
He can talk.
And I hope Josh is going to be able to back up that big mouth.
Josh can talk.
So
Josh can talk.
We'll see. I know his mother. I went to high school with his mother, and she called me this morning, and she said to me to watch my son. And if you have to spank him, please spank him. Right? And so, Josh, I'm just letting you know that your dear mother, Ingrid Knowles, called me and told me that if I need to spank you, I have permission from her to spank you.
I would love to hear Josh's answer to that. and then of course we have we're going to skip that one and come back to it. Good news.
Yeah.
Eric Taylor, silent partner. Yep. Silent partner, by the way, you know as
Red Stripe.
Red Stripe.
Yep.
That's going to be Buzzy Roll on silent partner. That's going to be an interesting race today between
Silent Partner is the defending best of the best champion.
Yes.
So we have to give kudos to those young guys from Black Point who
did an incredible job.
Got Buzzy on the tiller, and they proved themselves by winning the best of the best. Now the Tidal Wave was not in that race, so it wasn't.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Okay, so then we have Ed Sky with Liam Brister. And we have new Courageous on Stefano Camp on board from Ragged Island. So we have 3 Ragged Island boats. We have 2 Exuma boats, and we have 3 Long Island boats.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got, what, 8? Is that 8 boats in there? Did
9.
I miss one?
9.
Okay, so we're going to come back to this Captain Jean, number 71 with Patterson Smith. This is a new vessel, and I got a few things about her that I know. She is 25 feet overall. The average A class used to be 28.6, but Captain Jean is 25 feet. She carries 64 feet of spar. Okay, so she has a tall rig. She's one of probably the only boat, I think, that has 3 shrouds instead of 2, traditional 2. The talk about the turn up of her stem, of her deck going into the stem, was that, oh, she's a canoe. Well, that canoe is going to show you today what that is all about, because with a little bumpy sea, that high bow might just be what she needs. So we're going to see the first sailing of the Captain Jean in the 68th annual National Family Island Regatta. This will be her debut. This will be her coming out. Okay, and so that is basically what we want to watch for this afternoon. What happens with the new boat? How she performs against the top boats. The top boats are here. The Legend, Running Tide, Tidal Wave. All 3 of them are here.
Say that again, Reg. Tidal Wave.
The top boats are here. Running Tide, New Legend, Tidal Wave.
Tidal Wave, Running Tide, Legend, I think is how you want to say it.
Well, you take your choice.
Yeah. I prefer that sequence.
I'm saying that both Tidal Wave and Running Tide and Rough Justice and Captain Jean, Good News, Silent Partner, Ed Sky, everybody might just watch out for Legend today.
All right. Well, we can talk a bit about which boat, based on their sailing styles, may have an advantage with the type of wind that we have today. Reg, you know the boats much better than I do. Some boats sail better in lighter wind.
Yeah.
Some boats sail better with a heavier wind. The Legend, I think, out of all of the boats, has the tallest mast. And so I believe she is able to carry the biggest sail of all the boats. There's a little discussion that goes on in some of the chat groups that I'm in, particularly Jed Monroe, owner of the New Courageous, comments that racing is not fair when boats are not rigged similarly, right? And what does he mean by that? If some boats are able, just because they have a longer mast and a longer boom, to carry a larger sail than the other boats, then the race then gets a little bit skewed. What are your comments on something like that?
Well, I've often said in these boats, these are not one designs. Everybody wants to rig them exactly. They want to have the same mast in the boat. They want to have the same boom. These are not one designs. They're different hulls. So you have to rig a hull according to what the designer came up with.
Right.
This is why Pat's boat is 25 feet overall, and she's got a 64-foot mast in her. Legend is a bit longer, I think. I'm not sure about that, but has almost the same length mast. Okay, can they carry the same sail? Yeah, all depends on how you want to weight the boat, how you want to balance the boat, and so I don't know.
But to go back to the real point in this, a taller mast with a longer boom allows you to carry a bigger sail. Yes?
Yeah.
So is that, by having a taller mast and a longer boom, is that an advantage over other boats?
No.
Yes or no?
If the boats are equal, it's an advantage.
Right.
That means if the hull speed of your
hull
boat
size,
and my boat,
if the hull lengths are the same.
No, the hull speed, right? Which has to do with the length of the water line. Okay, because your boat could be 25 foot overall and mine 28.6, but you could have a longer water line than I do, and that's where we judge the speed from. So if they have the same length mass or the same square footage of sail, doesn't necessarily mean that the boat is faster. We just saw that just now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah.
know whether it was an
Yeah.
advantage, not necessarily whether it was faster.
The big advantage, really, is in the handling and the racing skills and the knowledge of how to get speed out of the boat.
Well, there's your
Yeah.
Josh Knowles, the youngest skipper in B class, sailing Tarian right in front of us with his Exuma sailing crew. And it looks like they've got a female crew member on
Oh, yeah.
Tarian sitting out there on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the pry.
That's probably Mama. I would think, because I don't see overdraft, so I do believe that might be Mrs. Dallas Knowles.
Look more like one of the teenagers, but
Well, if it's one of the
Miss Knowles
teenagers,
looking very young.
If it's one of,
We'll see.
I don't know who we do have a young lady, 2 young ladies in our club actually.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's on board today, but I know that on that outer pride, sitting way out there, usually is Mrs. Knowles.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's there today. Maybe. Do you know? No, I don't. We'll see when
We're
they
trying
come
to find
ashore.
out who was the female sailor on the Tarian.
On the pry.
Someone sitting out there on the pry.
Thank you. That would be Mama. That is her position out there on the end of that pry. Yeah.
All right, well, kudos.
But imagine how proud she must be to have Joss on the helm.
Yep, and Reg,
Here comes the minister, I guess.
I think the Governor General,
Oh, the Governor General?
entering the regatta site at the moment. A little siren in the background.
What's that boat right there coming?
That's Lady Sonia.
And you see how close he is?
Lady Sonia.
I said he would close that gap.
Yeah, well, he's actually almost caught Tarian at this point.
And don't believe he's not trying. But I don't think he can get Joss from where he is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have that's gonna be 3rd place.
And take a
And fourth.
look at Tarian, and you wanted to find out, is that Mrs. Knowles sitting out there on the
I
pry?
think so. Yes, sir. Oh, that's another lady. No. I can't really tell. Sorry? It's only her. But the person you're pointing to is not her. But
Yeah.
I know she's there.
And just look at them work that action, getting that boat up and down the pry, keeping it straight
Oh yeah.
as they head for the final.
Look at the bow wave on
Lady Sonia.
Lady Sonia. When that is one of the fastest hulls ever produced here.
And Tarian through the line. Congratulations, Josh Knowles.
Yeah, big hats off to Joss. His first B class race,
Yeah.
and he's 3rd. Imagine where this boat would have been had she been
Started, yeah. I agree. Yeah.
on time.
Yep.
So important, people, to get to that line on time. Have your crew ready and have your boat ready.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most races are won before you leave the dock. Before you leave the dock, most races are won there.
Reg, I must say, this person swimming in the harbor here has got some endurance, because he's actually been out here for this entire race.
But the only time I see him swimming out here is during regatta.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is, but
There's a big.
every regatta he puts on a show.
Oh,
Yeah, puts on a swimming
there's
show.
a big hammerhead shark that swims out here too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see him around today now.
I wouldn't go out too deep if I was him.
But he's been swimming for better part of what, an hour and a half?
Yeah, there goes Lady Sonia, and making her way through the gate, and then we're gonna have our
Final boat come up,
final boat.
which is going to be
I believe Ansness 2.
I think Ancestors is gone.
Oh, well, number 5, I think Barbarian.
That might be your diva.
Barbarian. Barbarian sailing number 5 is going to be the last boat.
Is that Barbarian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Barbarian.
So we are sorry to say to you that we didn't have all the boats come to the line for the B class folks.
Yeah.
But you will definitely see. I think all of the A classes will come in.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think anybody wants to get
No.
get left of the line. Absolutely not. This one is going to be. I think everybody's been waiting, anticipating this up and coming A class race. There's going to be some real trash talking going on at the end of this race.
Yeah, we should have a mic out on Regatta Point right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where the school is.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's a place out here we call Regatta Point.
Yeah.
For those of you who know exuma, it's all the old Sam Key, and all the old guys get together. My age guys get together out there.
Yeah.
And they call the races.
Yeah.
And they know every boat, and they know every tack,
Yeah.
and they know what's going on. So if you wanna get a different perspective, and you're here on the dock, I would suggest you walk out to Regatta Point and just listen to one of the guys that used to be out there was our judge in this regatta. He's handling the protests
Yeah.
in charge of protests.
Right.
Luke isn't there this year. He's got to work. But he usually holds court out there, but he's not there this year. Folks, we want to thank you for joining us for the B-class race.
Yep.
Just to remind you that we are anticipating the race of the day, which is going to be the A-class race.
Coming up in a few minutes.
It's coming up in a few minutes, and the running tide is going to be in this race. That's going to be Stephen Knowles, New Legend, David Knowles, Tidal Wave, Brooks Miller, Rough Justice, Joshua Knowles. And Joshua, you got your message from Dwight. Good news, Eric Taylor, silent partner Buzzy Rowe, Ed Sky, Liam Brister, New Courageous, Stefano Cap. Just a preview. What do you see happening here today with the A class? We're gonna close now with the final boat coming across the line right now, B class,
Yeah,
and
Barbarian.
we're gonna come back and we can close out Barbarian in a little while. But how do you see A class shaping up today?
Well, Reg,
We started to talk about this before. But
we have to look at this race in a historical fashion. We all know that the Tidal Wave has been the eminent boat over the years. She's got more wins in Georgetown than any other boat, and that's probably because she's been sailing longer than any other boat currently in the fleet. Now, taking that out of the conversation for now, the Tidal Wave has not performed well in Georgetown now for about the last 4 regattas. But she had some issues. One of them was that she was leaking like crazy, so she always sailed full of water. Mark Knowles went into Staniel Key a few weeks ago, and those guys brought Mark in. Mark, obviously, the best boat builder in the Bahamas at the moment. And Mark fully repaired her. I think did a little bit of work to the keel. I believe they said keel was out of shape a little bit. Tidal Wave has been micro-ballooned for the first time in her life. And
Really?
So, yeah. And so she is, I think, now back to being a boat that can really sail. And so
she's a top boat.
Yeah. That being said, now you have to then give her the respect just because of what she's done in the past. Now, obviously, the Legend has won the National Family Island Regatta the last 2 regattas. So she has to also be given her due respect. You now have also the Running Tide, who prior to the last 2 regattas had dominated, I think, the 2 prior to that, and also Long Island, and best of the best. And so she is a boat, obviously with Stephen Knowles at the tiller, always going to be a boat up there. It is a threat, right? Rough Justice in and of itself is a boat to be reckoned with. I don't think Josh has proven himself as yet to be able to handle her, to get a win competing against these top captains. But, the day is not over as yet. And then, of course, we move on to the Red Stripe silent partner that is now in the hands of a Buzzy Knowles. a skilled captain, someone who knows Elizabeth Harbor just as well as anybody else out there sailing. Champion from the best of the best. And we are now going to, and then we have the Courageous. We have the Courageous sailed by Stefano Kemp.
Yeah.
Always
A threat.
A threat, right? Ed Sky is a boat that out of nowhere
Especially,
wins a race.
especially under these conditions.
Right? Wins
Yeah.
a race.
Yeah.
And so she has to also be talked about. And so, you know, you take everything we've just said, and any one of those boats can win a race. And then the unknown, the big unknown is Captain Jim.
I want to come back and wrap this up with you, because it's very important that we give our viewers a good idea of where the race is going to go.
Yeah.
And then we see if we're right. Let's see here. You can hop in here, Dwight. We're looking at some of the stalls out along the water here.
Yep.
Where you can go and get your favorite beverage. And over in here, I think it's a big tent where the entertainment is going to be. So this is the waterfront.
These where we can now use that space for vendors. So, you know, an improvement from what was years behind, when everybody was literally squeezed into this one little strip leading out to the dock. You know, a lot of things still to be done, I think, with this site to make it more of a regatta village, so to speak. But you know, until we find a way to
until
move
we
our cargo,
build our until we
port.
move the cargo.
A proper port.
Which I hope is going to go just down there. It's not going to go too far away.
Yeah, well, that's been talked about.
You know, we've been talking about that.
Yeah, the naval base, former naval base site. There's also been some talk about putting it all the way in Barataria to Puddin Point. You know, and there's there's some pluses to that. I mean, deep water.
And that's a conversation for another for another time. Right
Yeah,
now,
for the politicians, really.
What our thing is, we would like to see these vessels go someplace else.
Yeah.
Whether it's Puddin Point or down here, so that when we come to race, we have the whole harbor.
Yeah.
We just had that beautiful view of the harbor.
Yeah,
before.
the problem. I think the real issue with these boats not moving is that some of these boats also act as accommodations for some of the crew members, and so, you know, it's I don't know. I don't know how you fix it.
Well, you fix it like we did in the past. They never were here before. This was not something that we did earlier. We have to find it, because it disadvantages it disadvantages the viewer when you come out here. So it's something we're working on, folks. You will see at some point a beautiful regatta site here that will have accommodation for you for viewing, and also we'll see maybe some boats here that's going to get you out on the water.
Yeah.
It's going to morph, because we under new regime now with the regatta. We have a new Commodore. We have a new committee. It's going to be interesting to see their views of where they want to take this, Dwight. And of course, we get our opportunity to put our input, as do all of you.
Yeah.
Not only here in Exuma, but all of those islands that contribute and send sailors here. We're all going to be talking about what we want to see, because this is the premier site for sailing in the Bahamas.
Absolutely.
And so going forward, we just hope that we get what we eventually would
quick
like to
update,
see.
Reg, on the B class. I don't know. We allowed the Cobra to slip by us, and so the results are Susan Chase first, Lonesome Dove second, Cobra in third place.
Really? Cobra got by Tarian?
Yeah, Tarian was fourth, with Lady Sonia in fifth, and Barbarian won in sixth.
I want to see that, because we totally missed that.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure where it happened, but I did see the Cobra sailing past us prior to Tarian, but I thought that she had maybe stopped sailing. But maybe she overtook at some point when they were behind.
Yeah, maybe
these
behind
freight
these
boats,
shots, because I
out.
certainly didn't see that.
Yeah.
And then I thought Buzzy had passed Cobra as well.
Yeah, no, did not happen. Did not happen. So Susan Chase first, Dove second,
Folks,
Cobra
we
third.
stand corrected. Our directors have just told us that we missed the boat while we were talking about something else. But we just want to bring you so much there's so much here, Dwight, that that we see and we want to bring to you. So we have. I hope that's for you.
yeah. Upcoming at 5 o'clock, Everybody stay tuned. Stay tuned, Mr. Wells. Hold on to your pants there in Toronto. A-class race coming. You're going to see the best sailing ever in this Georgetown Harbor. 9 very powerful boats, all capable of winning. Only one will win, however. And we are going to see some good sailing, So sailing fans all around the Bahamas, Long Island, Eleuthera, Abaco, Nassau, Exuma, elsewhere around the world in places I've never even heard of. We've got people watching on this wonderful NFIR app where they're able to follow the sailing results, tune in and connect to Facebook and YouTube and see live sailing.
So we are going to preview something for you. No.
Not okay. No, sorry.
I'm sorry, Dwight. We are going to actually preview Captain Jean. We're going to put her up on the screen now, folks, so you get a chance to see
how she
the
sails when she
first
practices.
sail of this new A-class boat. She's a beauty, and I think you're going to like what you see. I think we're just going to sit back and watch with you the first sail of Captain Jean.
I am here with Clayton Patterson Smith, captain of the new Captain Jean. Right. Making its debut in the A-class, the highly contested A-class division. Mr. Smith, I gotta tell you, that's a hard division. You got defending champion, new legend. You got, he's even coming back.
Oh, the Tidal Wave is back, and I had a conversation with the captain of the Tidal Wave. It was the day before yesterday, and he claims that the Tidal Wave is in the best shape she's been in for more than a decade. And so, yes, I do agree with you. Highly contested, highly competitive. The Tidal Wave have won, I don't know, a 16, 17 championship in this harbor.
Wow.
The Running Tide is the next boat up. Has multiple championship. I don't know the number. I'm thinking 5, 6, 7 probably. The new legend is a 2-time champion. And we have the silent partner just coming off an awesome win at the best of the best. So, yeah, it's highly contested, but I'm not afraid.
You're not afraid?
No, I'm here to take them down.
All right, all right. So you see you there at the starting line?
I'll be at the starting line, brother. And you know, I'm easy to spot. Okay?
Why you say that?
Because I'm different. You're gonna pick me out.
Your design is different as well.
My design is different, and it has caused some controversy. But somebody told me it's new. It's never been done before. And no, I think it's a rebirth of some of the oldest. If you take photos and look at some of the oldest Bahamian sloops back in the day from its inception, you would notice that they have this really long and sharp bow. Okay, yeah, if we configured that a little, but it's not new. It's a rebirth. It's a return. Okay, but there's a little bit more in there. So be ready to see me on the stage and get ready to dance with me to the victory dance.
All right, Mr. Smith. Good luck.
Thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from Elizabeth Harbor in Georgetown, Exuma. Reg Smith and Dwight Hart for the 68th Annual National Family Island Regatta. We have just seen the conclusion of B class. Dwight, what a
day it's been so far. I mean, if I can finish that for you.
We ended up with, what, 4 or 5 boats?
6, I think.
Out of 9?
Yeah,
well,
6.
We did pretty good.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Well, 6 finished the race.
Yeah.
Only 4 started on time, which is unfortunate because you didn't get as competitive a race as we could have because,
Well,
the B class right now
one of the boats that should have been competitive just wasn't there.
Yeah, the B class right now I think can be separated into 2 sets of competitiveness.
Yeah.
We know the Dove, the Chase, Lady Sonia are always the top 3. Old Boy, who is not here at this regatta, is also one of those top 4.
And Tarian.
Yeah, and Tarian also, yes.
Yeah.
And to only have 3 of the top
go off
4
the line.
Go off the line, I think, it was a little bit disappointing. But at the end of the day,
it was a good race between the top
Dove
boats.
and the Chase.
Yeah, it was a good race.
And congratulations, Stephen Knowles, again, doing his thing, winning the race.
And congratulations to Josh Knowles for his first B-class race.
Yep.
So let's conclude B-class with that, and we'll come back tomorrow and see if we do this again. I know one thing. I expect every B-class to be on the line on time tomorrow.
Well, not just B. I mean,
we're going to conclude the B class on that and move over now to your favorite class.
Yes.
And so we're going to get a chance.
Why is it my favorite class
Because
again?
you're going to get a chance to talk about tidal wave.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay?
Excellent.
As long as you want to. We're not going to stop you today, okay? I'm going to just talk about everybody else and tidal wave. and I think what I wanted to follow up on what you said before was, today, conditions dictate. You asked me this question earlier, and I didn't answer it. Legend really should be the boat that steps out here today.
Okay.
Should be.
Right.
Okay? The boat that we know is going to step out is going to be Running Tide.
Okay.
She always comes ready to the line.
Right.
And I don't care who you are, Running Tide is ready to take you on. Okay?
Right.
I think that the same can be said of Tidal Wave.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen her do that in recent years, but from what you've said about her repairs today, we understand that she's in tip-top shape, so she should be competitive today in a big, big way. The boat has the capability to do it.
And she's got a skipper.
Okay. And she's got a skipper. Yeah. The boat that is not quite known is Rough Justice.
Right.
Rough Justice can do a dirty deal to you real fast.
Yep.
So if they don't watch out, she might just rough up a couple of people today, okay? And then, of course, silent partner with Buzzy on board is always an unknown quality. It just depends on how they want to race that day, okay? New Courageous with Stefano. Stefano knows the course. He knows the boat. She has always been a threat. Is closing the deal for them. They need to learn to close that deal, and when they do, they're going to be very difficult to meet. Ed Sky, of course, in this breeze. She's a big boat. She's a powerful boat. You let her get away, she can hurt you. Good news is going to bring up the rear. That is, and I could be wrong about that, but again, that is more handling than boat. The big question mark today is Captain Jean.
Who is Captain Jean going to be?
Who is Captain Jean? Where is she going to come? How is she going to sail? How is she going to be handled? All the questions are on the table as far as Captain Jean is concerned. Okay, so that is the way I'm seeing the race shaping up. It doesn't have to go that way. We have the wind continuing. It is supposed to build a little, but then it's some other people say it's going to fall off a little towards evening. So we could see.
We could be here, Reg, in the next 2 hours and talking about The good news, just winning.
Just winning the race. Absolutely. 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 And that's the nature of racing.
Absolutely.
That's the nature of racing, you know.
100%.
As somebody says, all it takes is one good shift.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, and the last boat, and I've been there. I've been in that position where boats come from way behind and win a race. So that's where we are, folks. We're going to get ready. We're going to take a short break here. And then we're gonna go do some sponsoring here for you, and then we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be back with the A-class race. Let's go to sponsors.
All right, and so we want to again thank the many sponsors of this 68 National Family Island Regatta. Reg, and starting from your top of the screen, we've got Hideaways Exuma, Fidelity Bank. Reg, go ahead.
Sandos.
Commonwealth Bank.
We've got CBL.
CNK Liquor.
And we have the Ministry of Works and Family Affairs, which is our sponsor.
Yep. Darville's Lumber Yard.
And Janice Uniform Center.
Peace and Plenty Hotel.
And I don't see who's this one. Too small. Airport Car Rental. I think that's the first one this year.
Club.
And who else do we have? Oh, Caribbean Bottling Company.
We also have Friends of Exuma.
Okay, and you can do the rest of them.
Alive, and also the Ministry of Tourism. So
okay.
a big thank you to all of those sponsors. BTC, I believe, was one that we also needed to call. Thank you again. These regattas, Reg, as you know, cost quite a bit of money. Yes, big money. And so those of you who may want to be a part of a future sponsorship, we'd like to invite you absolutely to get a hold of Dallas Knowles and the Family Island Regatta Committee and come on board as a sponsor for next year.
And if you can't get a hold of Dallas, get a hold of me or get a hold of Dwight, and we'll put you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Or Gray's, Carson Gray.
Yeah. Everybody.
Any one of us.
A-class coming up in about an hour and a half. Hopefully, we will get all 9 boats on the line. And Reg, we have the potential for an island sweep, an all-island sweep.
Yes,
because we have 3 Ragged Island boats.
At least in the first top 3.
We have 3 Ragged Island boats. We have 3 Long Island boats, and we have 3 Exuma boats. So possible for 1, 2, 3 from any one of those islands. And if that happens, it may be a first. So we'll see. Lots of if, ands, or buts coming up in a couple of minutes.
We're going to put it to the test. What do you say?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Carson, we'll take a break at this minute and come back around minutes before 5 to bring you what everybody has come to Georgetown to see.
To see the big boys, the big
boys
dance.
go to sail.
This is the big dance. And we'll be back in a moment.
Mr. Roll, are you ready for regatta?
Regatta? Man, I've been ready for regatta. I'm on the Rollville boat. Keep your eye on them. So guess what, DPM? You better keep your eye on me, because I come in numero uno.
Good morning. My name is Wade Watson, Member of Parliament for Kings and Grantstown, and Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Economic Affairs. In this regatta, I'll be sailing on the Xena from Long Island, and DPM, I want you to know, we can win this time.
John Pinder, Central South Alberta MP, and looking forward to this year's National Family Island Regatta. I'll be sailing on NA right for the Ministers race, and last year DPM took first place, but that was protocol at hand. This year all bets are right, and NA right's going to do it.
Wayne Monroe, Member of Parliament for Freetown, hailing actually from Duncantown, Ragged Island. In the upcoming race, I'll be on the Irene Goodnight from Ragged Island. The DPM has the trophy for the winner. Uriah McPhee just gave me a trophy for coming dead last. DPM is trying to hold on to his trophy. I'm not trying to hold on to mine. When you're out front, people come in for you. He will learn that. He will learn that the hard way.
Good day, Bahamas. This is Honorable Leonardo Lightbourne, Member of Parliament for North Islands and the Berry Islands, Parliamentary Secretary of the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs. I'm just here to let you guys know that come Exuma Regatta, I will be on board the Ashley from Mangrove Key, Andros. This is the boat that's going to take first place on the C-Class race with the Ministers' Cup. I want the Deputy Prime Minister to know that I'm coming for you. You're the reigning champion, and North Andros and the Berry Islands will be leaving 2024 #1.
How you doing? My name is Senator Quinton Lightbourne, It's a pleasure that I've been invited by the Deputy Prime Minister to participate in the National Family Island Regatta in Georgetown, Exuma next weekend. But I must give the Deputy Prime Minister in Georgetown, Exuma. See you all there.
Minister Clay Sweeting, I am the minister responsible for regattas and festivals. I am sailing on the Sassy Sue in the upcoming National Family Island Regatta next week. There's been a lot of trash talk going on. I know the Deputy Prime Minister last year, the first annual, came away with the win, but I just want to let him to know I apologize for having to take the championship from him in his hometown next week.
I'm Chester Cooper, Deputy Prime Minister, Member of Parliament for Exumas and Regatta Island, and importantly, the reigning champion of the First Minister's Challenge at the National Family Island Regatta in Exuma. You know, as politicians, we speak at competitions and graduations and we say, you are all winners. Well, not in sailing, not at the Minister's Challenge, and not at the National Family Island Regatta. I intend to defend my championship. But I commend my colleagues for their sportsmanship and for showing up. There's no better way to show our support for the national sport than the Minister's Challenge. And there's no better place to do it than in Georgetown, Exuma at the National Family Island Regatta, where I shall hold no hostages.
Look out DPM, look out Clay Sweeting. I'll be sailing in the Exuma Regatta. I'll be on catch the cat, and I want them to try to catch the cat. Mr. Roll, are you ready for regatta?
Regatta? Man, I've been ready for regatta. I'm on the Rollville boat. Keep your eye on them. So guess what, DPM? You better keep your eye on me, because I come in numero uno.
Good morning, my name is Wade Watson, Member of Parliament for Kings and Johnstown, and Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Economic Affairs. On this regatta, I'll be sailing on the Xena from Long Island, and DPM, I want you to know, we can win this time.
John Pinder, Central South Africa MP, and looking forward to this year's National Family Island Regatta. We'll be sailing on NA.